This is for someone who has regrets, and this could be you who has the regrets, or this could be someone that you are thinking of. So we're going to ask 3 questions here. We're going to have a look at what is this person most regretting, and if their soul could speak, what would they be wanting to say right now, and what does Spirit want you to know right now? So Spirit, for the viewer, what is this person most regretting? If their soul could speak, what would they want to say? And what does Spirit want the viewer to know at this particular time? Okay, so bottom of the deck, we have got the Knight of Wands. We have the 8 of Pentacles, the Moon, the 2 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, the Star, the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and we have the Tower. What we are seeing within this reading was that this was an intensely powerful and passionate connection, and it was one that maybe came in fast and certainly burned bright. But ultimately, it ended in some kind of confusion or emotional collapse. So despite deep feelings and potential, there was a lot of potential within this relationship. It feels like this relationship broke under its own intensity. The other person, they certainly may have cared, but they didn't match the emotional clarity or effort that maybe you were offering. And it feels like now they regret what is lost. Or if this is a reading about you, then there is regrets that you are holding. So this reading, it feels like it is for someone who had a very deep emotional and romantic connection that felt undeniably special, but it seemed to end suddenly and maybe without closure. This is for someone who's maybe experienced a breakup where things may have moved too fast, too soon, or there might have been communication that was really confusing, very intense, or emotionally charged. It also feels like there might have been some sort of imbalance. One of you may have given a lot, either emotionally, energetically, or through effort, but ultimately was left with more questions than answers. So there is absolutely this essence of you were loved and you knew that you were loved, but it was not evenly balanced. A quick reminder that this is a collective reading and therefore it is not meant to resonate with everybody, and that is perfectly fine. Please listen to your own intuition as to whether this reading is for you. Same-day readings have just reopened, and I also offer a much deeper soul contract reading where we can look into dynamics of the soul, whether there were soul contracts between the both of you. We can look into other lifetimes you may have shared together and lessons that you are learning in this lifetime from previous lifetimes. Again, the link to all of my readings are within my bio. So what is this person most regretting about how things ended, or how they treated you, or vice versa? With this 8 of Pentacles that we see here, it feels like they regret really not putting in the real work. So I feel like this is someone who may have shown you interested and they flirted with that idea of commitment, but when it came to consistency, they really fell short. And they're really now realizing that you were willing to build something stable and they did not match your effort. So their lack of effort or emotional follow-through is something that is haunting them. If their soul could speak directly to you right now, with the Moon, the 2 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands here, then I believe that they would be saying to you, these cards together suggest that this person had deep feelings for you, very much represented by the Two of Cups, but they were likely unspoken, unprocessed, or hidden beneath layers of fear and confusion, which is what we see within the Moon card. And there may have been many mixed signals or even subconscious triggers that really prevented them from being able to express themselves clearly. The Eight of Wands really shows us that things likely moved very quickly between the both of you, or that there might have been rapid communications or shifts in energy that overwhelmed them. So this card can also indicate that they might have an urge to reach out or express something that they really never felt that they had the chance to say. This card also represents Cupid's arrow, so feeling head over heels. Like I say, it was a very fast-paced love. Altogether, this trio really shows a person who felt a real emotional bond, possibly even, a soul-deep connection, but who really got swept up into their own inner turmoil or fear. And their energy feels like someone who really wanted to say more, who possibly tried to express love in ways that they thought that you'd understand. But it feels like their actions really didn't fully translate into what they potentially felt. Now, what does Spirit want you to know? We have lots of cards that I believe are messages from Spirit here, and it feels like the main message that's coming out is that Spirit wants you to know that this ending was divine interruption. It wasn't necessarily a rejection. So with the Tower card that we saw here, this is very much showing that there was something that had to break. Not because the love wasn't real, but because the foundation, it was built on something that couldn't support the weight of your soul's growth. And this particular card, it shows some sort of dramatic shift, a collapse of illusions, and the beginning of truth. So you might not have chosen the ending, but your soul agreed to the awakening that is coming from it. The Ten of Wands here, it shows that you are carrying too much of the emotional labor in this connection. So you might have tried to hold space of both your healing and theirs, really bending yourself to keep the relationship going. And Spirit is acknowledging that this was too much. One of the things that I'm really noticing these days is as we are moving into the higher dimensions of 5D and above, then anything where there is not reciprocal energy, where the energy is not balanced, it falls away, like this Tower card. Where energies are no longer supporting you carrying someone else who might not meet you even halfway in. So with the Nine of Cups here, this is talking about a return to self. It is you rediscovering joy and fulfillment and emotional satisfaction on your own terms. And this card tells you that your happiness does not depend on whether they do or do not come back. Your emotional freedom is very sacred, and it is certainly what Spirit is guiding you towards. And then we have this beautiful Star card. This is the beacon of hope, of healing and divine alignment. And this is really your soul's reminder that what is meant for you will never need to be chased. You're really stepping into a place where clarity, where peace and authentic love can actually reach you. And you're being guided not just to recover, but also to rise. So it feels that in this particular instance, the breaking was a blessing and the healing has already happened. And what really comes next is something that only your higher self could have called in for yourself. If you would like to look a little further into either having your own personal reading or for us to look at a soul contract between you and others, then there are a number of readings that you'll find linked within my bio. There is the private same-day reading that is returned to you within 24 hours, and then here is that deep soul contract reading. For any of you who have been interested in learning tarot, then I have both the beginners and the intermediate tarot classes. These are online and can be completed in your own time. With certification